As a parent, you can use Haiku to get a window into each of your kids' Haiku classes. And here's how you do that. Right now I'm logged into Haiku as a parent. And when I first log in, I get a pop-up message that welcomes me to Haiku and offers to take me on a tour. So if I want to take that tour, all I need to do is read the text, and when I'm ready to move on, I click the next button. Haiku manually steps me through each of the different sections on the page. So I can see here the next thing it's showing me is active classes, which are listed in the left-hand column, and it gives me some tips of how to change what I'm seeing on the page. If I want to see what's next, I click the next button. And again, Haiku is showing me what's happening on the page. If I don't want to take this manual walkthrough, all I need to do is click the little X in the upper right-hand corner of the window, and that will close that window. If I want to see that information again at any time, I go to the help link in the upper right-hand corner, and then I can click the walkthrough again to see that. And it starts me back at the beginning. So I don't want to do that right now, so I'm going to go ahead and close that again and just look at the portal for myself. So in this left-hand column, I see each of the classes that each of my kids is in. So I've got Around the World in 80 Days, Honors English, and some other classes here. Each of the classes is labeled with a different color, and that's because the other information on the portal corresponds with that class. So for instance, Around the World in 80 Days is a reddish color right now. So anything I see on the portal that has that reddish background belongs with that class. So if I look at announcements, I can see that there's one about tomorrow's class that's in red. So that's associated with the Around the World in 80 Days. When you hover your mouse over those blocks, you can see that the class name shows up as well. Now going back over here to the portal, to the list of classes, I can customize those colors. I can change them by clicking the down arrow and then choosing a different color. And that's just a matter of personal preference. I can decide which classes the portal shows by showing and hiding the different classes. So for instance, if I don't want to see the information for Around the World in 80 Days, I click the checkbox right here. And as you can see, the screen has reloaded, and the information that had been displaying for that class is now gone. If I want to see it again, I check the box again. So I've checked it, the screen reloads, and now the announcements are back for that class. The page is also showing me information for all of my kids, and if I want to see only one kid, I go to this arrow here, the one to the right of my active classes. I click it, and I can see right now it's showing classes for me, and since I'm the parent, that means all of my kids, and it's also showing me Renee and Kevin. So if I just want to see Renee, I click her name. And now when the screen reloads, I can see there are fewer classes listed here, and that's because the portal is showing only Renee's active classes. If I want to see everybody's again, I click the down arrow and choose me. The portal is essentially shortcuts to information. So if I scroll down here a little bit, I can see that it's showing me a calendar, both in the calendar format and then as a list, so I can see when things are due and what classes those are for. I can also see recent grades, and here I'm seeing grades for Renee, or if I would click that, I can change it and see Kevin's. Click it back to Renee. I can see more information and expand this little box here by clicking the little icon in the upper right-hand corner. So when I click that, I can see assignments are listed here, and grades are listed here, and the due dates. If I click on one of the links, that would take me to the detail for that assignment. Go ahead and click that, and I can see the actual information for the assignment. I'm done here, and so I can close that. And now to see the rest of the information on my portal again, I go back to the upper right-hand corner of this block, click that icon, and the recent grades block has shrunk, and the rest of my portal is visible again. In the far right column, I can see all of the announcements. If I scroll down, I can see report card information and also recent activity. And if I click a link, again, that's going to open the announcement or the page, depending on what the link goes to. And those are the basics of navigating the parent portal.